Hey everyone, it's David. Today we're going to make a photograph in the style of Calop. He's a super popular California-based photographer, and I just wanted to make something in his style. So here we go. So who is Calop? He is a photographer based in California, really popular on social media. He's known for the guy with the glow. So this is, check out some of the stuff he's doing. We're going to do something in the style of his photograph, as you see right here. It came out about a day ago. Should be fun. A light. An editor. Lightroom, Photoshop works. Calop also said the following apps. Tripod, camera. So at the photo shoot, self-portrait, so one photographer, one model, same person. Take the photograph, run in front of the camera, already have it set up, guess and check from there. Just repeat, try again, repeat, try again. Held the light on my own, just with my phone for this actual photograph, but also had an example of the other light switches that I use right here. So just mess around with the shoot, see what you like. Alright, so you're going to have your photos in Lightroom. You're going to boot them up in there. I like these three. I went with the first one, obviously. And just going from there, we knew we had to go get rid of the phone. We had to get our lighting right in Lightroom, first of all. So I just wanted to mess around with the exposure, contrast, highlight, shadows. Basically, it's more of a contrast. It's more contrast than less contrast for the most part. What you want to make sharp in a Calop type photograph, you want to make sure it's sharp. And then I also added a vignette as well. Here we are in Photoshop. First thing I wanted to do was remove the phone, so I used the content aware fill layer. Click that and then go through the background blur, so I can add a Gaussian and a tilt shift effect blur to the actual photograph. And then again, to go get the blues and orange aesthetic that we're going for the general photograph, we're just going to mess with the filtering layers. So you see here we're messing around with the coloring layers, and then color balance, just messing with that, getting our reds and greens a little bit higher, bringing up the shadows and highlights. And then next we're going to go to levels. Mess with that a tiny bit, just want to crush the darks a little bit more, and then we actually go to the blacks, blues, and highlights. This is called blue highlights. It also had a couple particle effects before we went to like adding the crazy stuff like the planes and trains and whatever. So this just had a couple of dust particles, called it dust. Next was going over the particles, so it was just a bokeh effect, light bokeh. Pulled it up on Google Images, slap it on there. Next we added up a blue hue. So the important thing about this is you basically just make a solid fill layer, make it the color you want, in this example blue, then add a masking layer on top of it, and then start off with white, and then bring in your brush, just your brush tool. You're going to use your brush tool to basically color over and color in the effects that you want to make it, in this case, blue. But then as we switch to the oranges, we actually have to use that, and then use it to highlight the parts of the globe, as well as the hands, the face, and any other place that would be lit up. And it's your discretion as an artist to do whatever you want to do there. So I just kind of will also show you and make sure you keep in mind of the actual effects of the opacity in the fill layer, as well as the actual blend mode, because typically there were linear ads just because it was really want that light effect. So I just wanted to make it have that kind of glow, and linear ad did that the best. And then after that, you're going to mess around with a couple other blend modes. Lighten was popular as well. And then just basically you're going to go through the photograph and then just add in what you want. So I wanted a little bit more of soft lights, a little bit more lightens, a little bit more color dodges, just so we can get the hands to be a little bit lighter than the face, a little bit lighter than the actual glow. And the actual glow itself was just created by rendering in a light flare in the filter tab, and then just adding that into the one of the base photos for the background. Just add in a little DAV logo. Calop uses his a little bit more obvious. This was super duper hidden, so I don't doubt anyone's ever gonna see it, but just so I know it's there, it's right there in the little umbra pocket. So just drop it in there if you want to. I added them into my photos. It's more fun, really, more of like hide and go seek, really. And now we're about to jump into adding the actual visual effects, like the airplane, add in the clouds. That's really all added in, and like the light flares and light glares that kind of were over the little continents. So basically, went Google Images again, pulled them up, masked them out, drop them in the photo, and then I added 2 layers per photograph of a plane or cloud. Actually, I guess per plane. And going into the plane, we just wanted to add a drop shadow effect, and then just color correct it if it's a little bit off. If you see from the actual continent, from the continent, you can see that there's kind of a dust particle. That was just, I was using a dissolve brush when I was actually painting it in for the first time, and I like the way the effect looked, and then just kind of kept it to the regular normal mode afterwards for the actual highlights after the continents. But in case you're wondering where that is, if we zoom in more, So we're just dropping in the clouds. As we drop in the clouds, you're just kind of making little shadows around it, and we're kind of aiming at the little lens flare by the finger to be kind of our source of light, and then just kind of drew in the actual plane pass. So that's basically what we did. And then just kind of showing you, like, you gotta kind of zoom in, mess around with it a little bit more. It's a really subtle thing, honestly. The airplanes, it was hard to do them for scale, so I just kind of went for like as best as you could probably see them, and then more so leaning on the side of scale. But it's really whatever you want to do. So there's a plane in Mexico, plane in California, plane in Idaho. I don't know. We just kind of messed around with it, and that's kind of where I wanted to have it. And then last thing is to draw on the plane lines, and that would be it. So if you guys like that, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Here at Dr. Photo, just remember, we're all about great shots, no prescription. So have a good one. Peace out.